All right, wrapping up this Monday edition of PFT PM and then getting back to work at ProFootballTalk.com because the news keeps flowing into the night. Rob Andrews, 77, Charean, has this question for us on Twitter. Where's Trent Williams going to, or will he stay in the Bay? I know the 49ers very much would like to keep him. I've seen indications they're willing to pay as much as $20 million per year. Laramie Tunsil set the high bar for new money at $22 million per year on the long-term deal he did last year. The Bears reportedly have interest in Trent Williams. I think multiple teams will be interested in Trent Williams. Even though he's 32, he's a guy who walks right through the door as your starting left tackle and stabilizes your offensive line. I thought the Chiefs may be interested. Now that they've paid Joe Tooney, they probably don't have the money to do it. The Vikings were interested last year. They've cut Riley Reif, although the Vikings need the cap space to make that happen. This is a guy who can go anywhere. The Colts with Anthony Costanzo, retired, although the Colts resist making those big deals out of the gates. This is a guy that maybe you do what you have to do because you know what he can do for you if you get him on your team.
Yeah, John Lynch has done a great job so far re-signing those free agents. We didn't talk about D Ford. D Ford is going to stay with the 49ers, and we talked about Jason Verrett and some of the other moves that the 49ers have made. I think this is a guy that they've prioritized him to keep him. Sort of like Eric Armstead last year. They let him hit the market to see what was out there for him. He came back into the fold. I think Trent Williams stays with the 49ers ultimately, Mike.
Yeah, we'll see if they can work that out. And absolutely, the 49ers did what they had to do to keep Kyle Juszczyk, their fullback. There are certain players that you just absolutely need on that team in order for that team to be as good as it can be. And even though Williams was new to the team last year, he took over for Joe Staley. I saw rumblings recently, and I think Staley was joking around about possibly coming out of retirement. If the 49ers lose Trent Williams, maybe they'll make sure that was just a joke from Joe Staley. 24 Collada, as the Buccaneers, would you cut Cameron Brate to bring back Gronk? I don't think it's mutually exclusive. You keep both guys, right? You need two. O.J. Howard's going to be gone. He had the Achilles tear, and he's a free agent. You need two guys. Yeah, they like having two tight ends. I think you find a way to keep both of them if you can, Charean.
Yeah, and I really like Brate, and I know the Bucs really like Brate. So, no, they're going to keep Brate and hope they can bring Gronk back. But even if Gronk doesn't come back, Cameron Brate's on that team, Mike.
Very affordable at $6.25 million in salary this year as well. Red Zone out. Do you see any free agents deciding to opt out for a year rather than take a below-market deal? Charean, that's something you've been talking about, the possibility that once we get to the point where the money's not there, the offers aren't where some of these veterans want them to be, they may just say, see you later, I'm taking this year off. I'm opting out for financial reasons, and I'll jump back in when the salary cap goes up in 2022.
Yeah, I think that could happen, and I think a lot of what we see too, Mike, is guys just going, no, I'm not going to sign now. I'm going to wait for an injury to happen at some point, and it does. And maybe they skip training camp and come back that first week of the season. But I do think we're going to see some of that. How much of it, I don't know. But the money is not going to be there for a lot of these mid-level range guys that we've talked a lot about, Mike.
We always knew there were going to be plenty of guys who get signed right out of the gates. It's how long until it slows to a trickle, and once the money dries up, what's going to be there for guys who thought they were getting more? That's the key, and that's something that's going to be determined as time passes and the dust settles. Last one from Crowned Prince, K with a crown with a K or K with a crown. Do you think the Giants will part ways with Jabrill Peppers?
I don't think so, Mike. I think they'll end up keeping him. I know he has a high cap number for this year, but I think they keep him. I think they would have already made that move if they were going to make it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.